Sorry, for data analysis training. Okay, you're welcome once again. So today we'll be doing the wrap up for the project, project walkthrough that we started last class. So we'll just be doing a wrap up, and then we'll be taking questions as well. Oh, sorry, Favor, you're still having issues with the installation of Power BI Desktop. Okay, all right, we'll take that at the end of the class. Let's just proceed with what we have for today. All right, so last class we were working with an airline satisfaction dashboard, survey report, and then we want to create a dashboard for it using Power BI. And I explained the process. We looked at how to get the data. We looked at how to insert some new columns into the data sets. And then we looked at creating some visuals. So today we'll just be wrapping up to like fine tune our dashboard and properly present it, in a more professional format. And for the sake of persons that are just joining, that have not, that didn't follow us from the last class, you can just watch the recording because I won't have to go back because of our time. I won't have to go back to what we did last class, but I'll just be continuing from there. Okay, so we would just be doing a wrap up, and last class we did some transformations. And then let me just share my Power BI desktop. So I think this was where we stopped last class. We're trying to put in some visuals and then wanted to create a dashboard. So I'm going to be showing you, like I mentioned earlier, that there are several ways to do your dashboard creation process. It's either you do your designs first, design template. Usually you would always have a mock-up. A mock-up is like, how do you want the visuals, your dashboard to look like? Sometimes you might have to draw it on paper, or you could do it on a whiteboard just to have like a pictorial view of what your dashboard would look like eventually. And your data set would guide you on how to present your report, the kind of data you have, and what are the insights you want to get out of your data. So I'll just, for the purpose of review, I'll just show you through the data set. So this is an airline survey, this data set. We got it from Kaggle, and it was a survey that collected by an airline from their customers, their clients. They want to find out how well satisfied are they on their on all the flights that they've been going through in that particular airline. So we had on an Excel sheet the entire survey report, and then when we imported the data into Power BI, we had to divide it into three tables. We have the general questions, where you have the identification number of the client, the gender, the customer type, the age, business travel, type of travel, whether business travel or the personal travel. We have the class, flight distance, delay, departure delay, arrival delay, and whether the customer was satisfied or not. Then this was one of the columns we created in the last class. Using our if statements, we're able to create a new column from this particular satisfaction column, such that we're able to convert this values into a number so that we can further perform our analysis. So this is the first table. We had there's another table called the feedback table, which was created. So apart from the general questions, there were some feedback questions, like when you do survey, you have questions like maybe specific to each of those customers. And on the original file, they were in all of the survey feedback questions, they were in different columns. So we converted them by using the onPivot, by unpivoting this table using the ID column. So you can go through the video so that you can have a background of what we are discussing. But then want to focus on the dashboard creation now. I haven't transformed our data. So there is one or two more transformation we would like to do for the sake of what we want to present. So our in our data set, we have when you go to the visuals, you can see here that we have our customer type, we have disloyal customer and loyal customer, but the name here is not very you see that disloyal is starting with a small letter and then the loyal is starting with a capital letter. So how do you solve that? So you have to go back to your table to solve that. Also, our age, this age interval is too large. Can we convert it to an age range? Okay, so those are the two things we would like to do before we finally settle to design our dashboard. So we are going to do that's part of what we'll do right away, and would have to go back to our Power Query view to do that. Okay, so to take care of that issue for the disloyal customer, we have to go back. If you go back to the original table under our table view, that particular column is under the general table. This is the general table where you have the customer type. Let's go to the customer. So under the customer type column, you can see that we have disloyal and loyal customer. So how do we solve this? You can use your Power Query editor to solve this. And let's go to the Power Query editor. So you can just right click here and say edit query. So when you say edit query, when you click on edit query, it takes you to the Power Query editor. Then you can go to your column view. Sorry, it says, let me refresh this. It says I should refresh. All right, great. Okay, so we have the loyal and the disloyal customer. So how do we actually do this? So we want to transform this particular column, and to transform it, we want to replace the values that everywhere in this column that you see disloyal customer. I want to change it to another value. So, all of these steps, you can apply it to other cases, right? So maybe you have there's a column or there is something on your table that you want to change. So how do you go about it? So you just highlight the column and go to replace values. So you can click on replace values, and then it brings you to an interface. So you have to find the value disloyal. I want to change disloyal customer to what? Disloyal loyal customer. So when you have this, you can just click OK and you see that everything has been corrected. So that's the first part of the problem we want to solve. So another part of the problem is we want to change this to an age range, because we want to try to have like a more compact age range on our visualization, such that when you're showing your visuals, it's easy to it makes more sense, unlike you having a larger range of values to deal with. So how do you go about that? So let me go back to my my Power Query editor. Oops, where is my okay. All right. Let me apply these changes as well. Say my query is very so let me apply the changes. Okay. All right, so we're on the age right, age range now. We want to create an age range. So how do you go about it? You can just use, there's something called conditional formatting. So you can do there are two ways to do this. You want to create a new column, right? So it's that you add a new column using add column, then write your DAX queries or your DAX expression for that. But if you're just starting, you don't want to go about that. I mean, you don't want to, you don't know, or you don't want to use your DAX query. Power BI has simplified a lot of things. There are some automated ways of doing that. So you can go back to your Power Query editor, which I'm going to go to now. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Power Query editor. Okay, so you just right click on General, then Edit Query. Okay, great. I don't know, can you all see my Edit Query view? Can you see the Edit Query view? I want to be sure that you're saying what I'm saying. Okay, I think this is it. All right, I think this is the Edit Query view. Okay, so you can go to, this is the age colon. So you can go to add colon, then conditional colon. You want to add a conditional colon. So when you click on conditional colon, right, you are going to use an if statement. Well, let's first of all create the name of the new column called age range or age group. Right, so you want to say that, first of all, okay, let's close this column first. Let's click on this this age column. You can see that the least age is 7 and the largest age is still loading. I'm trying to load up the largest age. The biggest age is 85. So I want to create an age range category. I'm thinking of recreating like maybe 4 category age for this task. So let's do that. And how do we do that? You can use your if statement, go to your conditional colon. So when you get to your conditional colon, you can rename the column to age range. And then you can say that if the age, that is the age colon, is greater than or equals to, so let's start with the largest value, is greater than or equals to, let's start from 70, then our range should be between 70 and above. So it takes care of from 70 to 85 and above, right? Then we can add another clause that if age is greater than or equals to, let's start from 40, right? Then we can say, then the age range should be what, 40 to 69 years old. Then we can do another clause. If age is greater than or equals to, let's use 20 now. Then we can say 20 to 39 would be our age range. Then the last clause would be if age is greater than or equals to, say, let's say, okay, the least age is 7. Usually okay, that means the person that was 7 years actually took the survey. So maybe any child that is below 7 cannot actually take a survey. Like, though you know that other children will board the aircraft, but they will not give them a survey question. So let's just say if age is greater than or equals to 7, right? Then it will be what? 7 to 19. So else, that's the last one. Else, it's going to be a null value, or else it will be maybe or something. You can just say, you might just leave the last clause. You can just delete the last clause. It's going to take care of everything since we've covered everything. Okay, so let us have I think I've covered everything. So I can just click OK. So when you click OK, you find out that all of the ages. So this, I don't know why it's giving me 7, 19, let me see my query. You see that this query has been created. Age range is greater than 70, then it's 70 and above, else. If age is greater than 40, all of that. Okay, so this is saying it as a date. So I'm going to change it if it's greater than or equals to 7. So it's seeing it as a date. So let me just put the right inputs. It has done the major task for me. So let me just put my own the right inputs. That's 7 to 19. So you can see that this has been corrected, right? All right, so we have everything. So when you check the new age range now, colon, you can see all our age range. Let me click all on the lists. So we have 20 to 35, 40 to 69, 7 to 19, and what? 70 and above. All right, so great. We have our age range now. So now let's close and apply the changes. This is still our Power Query editor. So we're going to close and apply all of the changes, and let us now go back to our visuals. At this point, do we have any questions? Do you have any questions? All right. Okay, so if we don't, let's just proceed. We have a lot to cover. Okay, so the next task is to let us start doing our visualizations. So we've created the age group, we've renamed all the columns, and then we've closed and applied the changes. So what we are going to do now is for you to do your designs, right? You have to, first of all, I mentioned that have a mock-up, like have a view of what you want your visuals to look, I mean, your dashboard to look like. So this is our table. Now you can see that we have, if you go to the general, you see that we have an age range column on our table. All right, so now we've created all of this, but having the mock now the KPIs I want to create, I want to show almost everything on this table. Now on the general table, I'm interested in the age range. I'm interested in, so we created these measures last class on the overall satisfaction. You can go back to the last class video to check how we calculated. So from satisfaction, we want to know how what's the percentage of people that are satisfied with the services on board and the percentage of people that are not satisfied, right? So we calculated the bad satisfaction percentage, good satisfaction, but then we did a subtraction in order to know the overall satisfaction score of everyone on that flight. Okay, so the more it tends, so the more it tends towards the negatives and the worse it is, but the more it tends towards positive results, then it's a very good satisfaction score. So we want to show our type of travel, we want to show the gender, we want to show the customer type, we want to show the class. Then on the feedback table, we want to show the feedback questions and then the ones that are actually good feedback, bad feedback, and all of that. Then we want to also show the flight distance, because when you look at the data set, you see that different people are actually they have different flight distance. And if you check it, like if you do a drill down, you see that the flight distance is like kind of grouping them based on maybe the type of flights that they were on. So you on the table, we didn't have the information of the destination of that flight. And we have a total of over 100,000 customers. So of course, that 100,000 customers, those 100,000 customers, they are not all going on a single flight on the same day. So they are different flights. So with the flight distance, you can kind of have an idea of the kind of flights that the customer was on. So we are going to need that as well on our dashboard. So what we are going to do now to build our dashboard, we're going to do, okay, last class we're trying to, okay, so I said there are 3 ways to go about it. You can either do your designs, after doing all your visuals, you can arrange your visuals, and then you take it to PowerPoint, and then you design it on PowerPoint and bring it back as a background here. Or as you're creating each of the graphs, you're creating your designs together or on Power BI desktop. Or the third way is, after creating all your visuals, then you can now start creating your design. So now I'm going to use the second method. So I'm going to be creating the visuals alongside with the designs because of our time. So when you want to do your design, the first thing to choose is your theme. You have to choose a theme for your work. So the theme is for, like, there are some set of colors, the unique colors that you want your on your dashboard. Okay, so if you want to create your theme, you have to go to your view, inserts. Okay, sorry, your view, and then you click on the drop down. Now the default theme on this report is this. So if I want to customize, so I can decide to say, okay, I want my dashboard to have a dark background, or I can choose, I can have a wallpaper. So the wallpaper could be like a very faint wallpaper background. Then I can have a dark background on, and then I can have some specific colors that I want on my dashboard. So I have to put those colors on this theme page. So I want to customize this current thing. So the themes I'll be working with, I either like a dark background or a bright background. So either way. So I'm going to be using some colors. So for me to do that, I have to change some of these default colors so that it will be easy for me to access the colors when I'm doing my designs. Okay, so I'm going to change. Okay, I might need blue, orange. So let me change this purple color. And for you to know the color, so you can go online to check for color palettes online. So online you can have different color palettes. Once you have your colors confirmed, either you work with your own professional color, or maybe you work with the color of your clients based on their needs, or of your company, right? So you have to know the color code. So your colors have to be consistent. Your fonts and your font size, they have to be very consistent, because that's what would actually make your dashboard really stand out. So you can get your color codes online. So I can decide to say, okay, because I want to use 4 key colors on my dashboard. I want to use a black, a white, then I want to use like something like a bluish color, like it's not exactly blue, and then I want to use a yellow color on my dashboard. So for me to do that, I would go online to get those colors, but I've already gotten the color code. So I'm just going to edit this color code and use it on this dashboard. So the first one is this color code, and I'm just going to get it out now. I have 777. It's like a grayish brown black color. So I'm going to use the first color. Okay. So persons that are actually very good at design, it comes in, okay, this is like a grayish brown color. So I'm going to use another like white color for my labels. You know, when you have a dark background, it's good to have a brighter color on top of it. So I'm going to use a white color for my labels. And that's the color code I'll be using is F5, F5, F5. So let me just put it down. Okay. And then I'll be using more like Is it a blue? Will I call this blue? Let me just get the color code, and then the last one is a pink color. Okay, it's a greenish, it's not blue, it's greenish color. Then the last one is a yellow color. Okay, my yellow color is here actually. I think I'll just work with this. Just let me just stick to that. Okay, so I think I want this pink color as well. Let me just put them. So all the colors that you want. So you have the liberty to change like 8 of your colors. So all the colors you want on your dashboard. So for you to easily access it, you can always put it on the theme. So you can also customize your text too. So my default text is this font family and the font size. So if I want to change it, I can change it. But I think I'll just leave it at this. Then you have your page background if you want to format your page background and your filter pane as well. Okay, and then the names and the color. So this is where you do all your color formats, and then I can just apply my changes. And then nothing is going to change yet because I'm just going about my design. So now the first thing I want to do is my background. So for me to do my to get a background, I have a background already, but I think I just want to keep it plain for the sake of this class. I don't want to do any so much complex designs because of our time. Because sometimes your design could be very, very could take a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my wallpaper as white, the way it was before. Then I'm going to, so what I did was I went to format page, Canva background. Then I can choose a background. I want my background to be like the grayish color that I chose earlier. Right, I can have it. Then you can choose your transparency if you want it to be very dark or very very bright. So I think I just want the transparency to be this color, which is fine. You can just leave it at 22. Okay, a little bit dark or trend. Let me just do okay. Let me see. Still light. Let me leave it at 25. Okay, if Can you all still hear me? Hello, everyone. Can you still hear me? Okay, can you see my screen? Oh, sorry. I think there was sorry, there was an interference. I don't know what was the last thing you saw so that I can continue from there. Was it okay? You saw the shapes, right? The shapes I was trying to include. Was that the thing you saw? Okay, so let us continue. So I was talking about bringing edit working on your designs. So, but I think this was the last thing you saw. But I was talking about working on your design. So I want to put just I want to use this shape on my dashboard, and then based on my design, there are some things I want to put. I'm going to have an header where I'll have maybe the company name, the logo, the name of my dashboard, and all of that. So let me walk around that first. So let me put my header. Let me use this one for my header so that would serve the purpose. Great. Okay, so I want to put another I can duplicate this shape, and then I want to have another one by this side to take maybe the company name and the logo. So you're at liberty to design your dashboard anyhow you want to, but then the most important thing is that it has to be well structured, and then all the different parts speak to each other. They are very, very visible. So I'm going to insert the text box where I'll put the name of the dashboard. Let me say sales, sorry, not sales, aviation, airline satisfaction dashboard. Okay, so let's also we can increase the font, reduce the font. So my font is still this. I'm going to retain that font, and then I can increase the font size. Since it's a name, I can make it big. I can do 24. Then you can now change the color. So I'm going to choose one of those colors that I used, and I can make the color bold. So I can have this. All right. So having this now, you can now put it on top of here. But when you put it on this shape, you can see that you're seeing some background. So you can remove the background by going to format, then go to properties, scroll down, and then effects, turn off background. So when you turn off background, you see that it's already on this place. So I can use this now as if you have a logo, you can put a logo somewhere. Let me see if I have a logo that looks like an airline logo. So you can insert an image, and these are the logos I have. Let me use something. I'm just using any logo, right? For the sake of this class, so you can always work with something else. This might not be, this looks like a World Cup logo. All right, so you can also have your, let me copy now. You can, because of formatting, right, you can duplicate all your, I don't know why this is showing. Let me remove this. Okay. I'm going to duplicate lots of text because of, I'm going to be needing it. So let me call my airline, maybe XYZ or something. Then I can reduce it, the name of the airline XYZ. So I can reduce it and drag it here. So you can take note of, you can see these grid lines is helping you with alignment. So it helps you to align your names or all the visuals on your dashboard. All right, so I have that settled. So now I want to also include these are my visuals. I'm going to be using customer type, gender, the age. Now I'm going to change it to age range. So this is a slicer that I used. I used the slicer. So you know the normal way to create your visuals, you click on the visuals and then you select the column that you want to show. So by default, it gave me a range. So I can I can choose to format my visual, right? Okay, no, okay, I can change it to age range now. This time around, I want to change it to an age range because I have an age range colon. I'm going to remove the age. So you can see that my age range, it's already showing now. So, and I can decide to, sort my axis by ascending order. Sort it's ascending. Why is it descending? I don't know why it's saying 7 as, okay, because this is a number. Sorting is now very it's saying it as, it's not a number, rather it's saying it as a string. So sorting it's very, very tricky because it's saying this as 7, 7, 40 and 20. So it's saying this one as the highest. 7-19 is the highest, and after 70. So we can go back to our table to take care of that. But let's just let me just have this here first. Let me sort it in descending now. Let me remove the age range. Let me sort it in descending. So we have 20 to 40. So this 7 to 19 should come first, right? But okay, let me just leave it at this first. I want my age range to be in you can decide to have different, different settings. So under your visuals, you have your slicer setting. You can decide to have it as a tile, a drop down, or we can have it as a list. Either way. So my gender is already in a tile format, which I want to leave at that. Then the customer type, I also want it to be I would like it to be a drop down, and the age range I would like it to be a drop down. But for my gender and the type of travel, I would like it to be in a tile format. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do something like this. Let me clear the filter. So I'm going to do drop down because we have different ages. It's longer, so like it'll be easy for me to like select, let it be a drop down, and then I would have my this. I don't need this. Let me remove it. My business travel can be a tile. Okay, and then my customer type can be it could be a drop down. All right, so all of this, I'm fine with all this. I'm going to be using it later. So let me get all that visuals that I'll be using. Okay, so we have the overall satisfaction score, which we calculated, and then this is the count of satisfaction. So I'm going to be also putting them on the their right position. So here you can see that we have the people that were satisfied and dissatisfied on our dashboard. So because that's the highlight of our dashboard, I'm going to put them on this column, on this part of the dashboard. So I want to move this a bit to give it space. I want to give some space. So if your shape is giving you issue, you can always, if it's covering your image, you can format it and send it backward. You can send it to the back. You just go to your format, you click on the shape, go to format. It's already backward, but then you can always send it backward. So that let me click send backward again because it's already backward. All right, so I'm going to move this a bit. Okay, so I'm going to use my mouse, sorry. So because it's like you're doing a design, so you have to be for people that are very good with design, so they are naturally tilted towards business intelligence, because your design skills would have to come into play here. Okay, so we have this. I think my mouse is better now. All right, it's too close. I can move it to the side a bit, so I can XYZ airline or so. So this would give me more space to write my name. Sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this shape. I need this shape, so I'm going to copy it and paste. Okay, and then increase it, increase it, increase it. All right. Okay, so I have this. I can decide to change the sides, the edges, if I want to. The rectangle is if it's too rounded, I can reduce it, the size. I can reduce the edges. Okay. And then I want to I'm going to use this as well. I'm going to use the name. Let me use the same, because it has the format already. I'm going to use the text box. Okay. That was not what I wanted to select. I wanted to copy the text box. Okay, so I have the text box copied. So I'm going to change it to overall satisfaction score. Overall. I can just do satisfaction. Okay, it's not showing. Let me make it show properly so that you can see it. Let me just drag it away from here. For the ear. Satisfaction. This is too large. I'm going to reduce the font. Let me reduce it to 12. No, 12 is too small. I can make it 14. Okay. I think I can work with that. All right. I have the satisfaction score. So I'm going to put it here, because I want to put something else on top. So you can also insert, you can insert a line to also, so there are several ways to do your formatting. Okay, so the very best way is you can go online, go to Power BI website, check other professional dashboards and see their design ideas, their creative ideas, and then you can try to replicate that. So I'm going to insert a shape. I want to insert a line. I want to insert a line somewhere so as to I want to create a line on my graph on this place somewhere. But I'm going to change the color of the line. I can change it to gray. Style, color, gray. Why is it not? Okay, shape, style, fill, order of color. Let me use another color and see what is happening. Okay. I want a gray color. Let me delete it and insert it again. So let me go back to insert, go to shapes. This is the shape. Okay, can go to style. It's blue now. I can change it to another color. Let me see if this works. So what is happening? There's something wrong somewhere. Change it to gray. Let me check if there is any thing disturbing it. Okay, I think it's this. Let me also change this to gray. Okay, good. All right, so I have this. Okay, so I want to put here, I want to put the drop down for there is this the flights, there's a flight distance so that anybody can select the kind of flight. So I'm going to put that drop down here to be part of, and that I'm going to use a slicer as well. So let me use a slicer. That's why I left that part. I'm going to use a slicer for that. This is the slicer. Then here I can put the flight distance. Here is a range. I'm going to change the slicer setting to a drop down so that here they can always select the flights, the concerned flights that you want, and then it shows you where the result is for that flight. So I'm going to put that here. I'm going to use I don't need this. I don't need the I'm going to use this. I need this text box. So I'm going to duplicate this a lot so that I can have them available when I need it. Okay, so I'm going to rename it to flights. I want to use another name. Apart from flight distance, I can say flight, I won't want to call it destination because I'm just because the kind of distance, two different destinations can be the same distance, right? So it's not, I mean, okay, let me just still retain the flight distance here, the name, so that, but let me just use that same format. I don't know why this format went. Let me use, yep. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this here. But here you can see that there are several things contradicting. So you can easily come to your settings, come to your, first of all, I want to turn off the background. So I'm going to go to slicer setting, slicer header off. I don't want the header, my values, and my background. Okay, this is for the slicer background. But for my values, I want my values to still be white, or I can choose my default theme color so that it can blend with my my values. So let me still go back. I want to turn off the background. I can go to general, okay, properties, and then background should be around here, effects. Yeah, this is its background. So I have my background turned off. So somebody can easily say, oh, let me select sorry, this is conflicting. Let me send this backward. Format, send backward. So it's a lot of, let me escape this. A lot of design is going on. Okay, so this is how it's going to be customized. White, my white is part of my theme color, so that's still fine. It still works. So I can leave it at white. I need to take care of this Let me remove the selection and take care of the shape. Send backward. Okay. My name, the name, that's what I'm trying to get out now. Going forward. So it's, you see that there are a lot of that name, something happens to it. Something happened to this name. Let me take it away and bring it back. Sorry. Okay. All right. So we are still designing. Take this down a bit. So you have to be very, very careful when you're doing your design so that you don't get into, I don't know if you have any questions. Okay, is that a question? For the previous one, I turned off the border. Is that a question? Okay, I thought you were asking a question. Okay, okay, I don't know, what were you trying to say? Okay, let's try to get this out. If I'm having issues with it, I'll just delete it and then put another one. But let me just put this back. If I'm having issues with it, I'll just delete it and put another one. Let me use another one then. Flights distance. Okay, I'm going to take this down a bit. So you drag from your you drag from your from the top. Okay, I think it's fine now. So you can always select and then okay. All right. So the satisfaction score, I'm going to put it now. Okay. I can decide to reduce it because I want to put another, I want to put something else. Then I'm going to turn off the labels. I'm going to turn off the call out, no, I can leave the call out value. I'm going to turn off the background as well, effects, background. I'm turning off the background. And then I want to turn off the I turned off the background. Okay, let me undo it to see what happened. Okay, first of all, let me change the color so that I don't get into having to start looking for my shape. Okay, so let me bring this, let me format this as well. Let me Ctrl Z. Yeah, okay. Let me format this well before putting it there. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'll turn off the, I'm going to turn off the background. And then I'm going to turn off the labels too. And then I'll turn off the data label should be there. Let me leave the data label. I'm going to change the color of the gauge. I want to change it to a yellow. For my fill color, I can use my default yellow. And then the other target color, I can use my white so that it would be, then I can turn off this as well. Visuals, gauge axis, color, data labels, call out value, colors. I'm done with the colors. The data labels should be on. Target value can be off. The call out value. So the call out values are when I put my cursor on it, there should be a value calling out. So that's the call out value. So I want the call out value to still remain that with that same color. So I can go to general effects. I've turned off the background. Header icon, I can leave it off. I can leave it on. It doesn't matter. Then I'm trying to get to the title. Yes, this is it. All right. So then I want to change the I'm going to go back to visuals. I want to change the text. I'm going to change the call out values color to my default colors as well, so that I can have them on that platform. And then I can increase, I can make it bold. So, as you do your designs, you get better at where each of these things are. The more frequent you are on your using your design. These are the labels. So I'm going to change the color of the labels too, and then I make it bold. Okay, so I can now place it where I want it, so that I can have my satisfaction score. All right. There's something going on somewhere. I think I need to go to my, let me go back to the shape, format, selection. Let me see the shape. This is visible. Show. This is visible. Center backward, so it should be backward. Okay, I'm wondering why this is going to the back. Let me go back to bring the forward. Formats. Bring forward. It's having some things to do with the background. Okay, so I want to find out what is happening to this. Let me go back to it. Has to do with the arrangement, arrangement, whether it's forward or backward. So that's why it's it's not overlapping with the other ones. Okay, so another thing I can just do is I can recreate it, and because so that I can retain the default value. So I can just go back to recreate it if I want to. I can just go back to recreate, and then so I can retain that default value. I mean default design. Go back to the gauge. Okay, so there's still some other designs to do. Like we are going to be doing for these other designs, we'll do them together so that once we do one, we can now duplicate. For like female and business travel, we just design it once and then duplicate. And for those flight distance I've already done, I'm going to duplicate it for the age range since it's the same format, so that I don't have to do the design all over again. So you can just look at your graph and look at your designs, your visuals, the ones that are the same. You design one and then you use it as a template for the other ones. Okay, so I want to choose the overall satisfaction score. When I put this here, let's see what happens. It stays. So let's see why this is not staying. Since let me just quickly do the format. Since I've shown you what to do, so I'll just quickly do the format. So I'm going to turn off the data labels on. I'm going to change it to this color, then the values as well. The target label, I'm going to change it to this color. The call out values are fine. The colors, I'm going to change the colors. I think I used this and white. Okay. Then I'm going to change the gauge access is nice, is okay. The title, I'm turning it off. The background, I'm removing the background, and then it's remaining one more. The properties, position, advanced option. Okay, no, it's under the visuals. The gauge axis, the colors, the data labels has been done. The target values, the target label. Okay, the call out value. Yep. So we have this. So let me just reduce this. And then I have it here. Okay. Now I want one more, which is I'm going to be adjusting this as it is, but let me just do the arrangement first. So now let me do I want to put my gender, I want to put my the gender, I want to put the type of business travel and the rest on this place. Here. I'm going to put all of them here. Okay, so the gender is here. It's going to be here. There's a filter somewhere. Let me clear the filter. Okay. This is happening. So let me send this one backward view or format. Okay. All right. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so I want to clear all the filters. Let me find out where the filter is coming from. This age range. Okay. Let me remove the age range since I'm going to use the format for the age range. I'm going to use the templates of flight distance for age range. Let me remove the satisfaction score. Okay, so I'm going to change this to gender. Okay. You know, the best way to go about this is as I'm working, you're also working alongside so that you would, make all the mistakes and then you can also, ask questions because if you just watch me do this, it might just be like, oh, okay, I mean, it's great. But then when you're doing it yourself and it's like, oh, you start finding, finding issues with one thing or the other. So you can also do your, alignments, like your text box. You can align it, whether you want it center or left centered or right centered. So let me just have it this way. I want my male, female. I'm going to remove the background, but let me just set what I want to set. So I have my gender. There's a filter somewhere. I'm going to clear the filter. I'm just going to find out where it is and clear it. It's not here. Okay, I think it's here. Should be around here. Okay, let me see. Okay, it's here. Oh, all right, I've seen it. Okay, so we have the male, female. I hope we're able to complete this, dashboard before our time is up. Okay, so I want to edit this visual. I'm going to have in the tile format. I'm going to turn off the title because I have a title already. Okay, I don't know why this title is still showing. Let's find out. Okay, let me okay, the slicer header, all right, it's gone. Then the values, I want to change the font color. I can, most of my font colors are in yellow, so I'm going to leave it at yellow. Then I'm going to change, I'm going to remove the background. First of all, I want to set the fill, the fill color. I can turn off the background and then set the fill. Okay, my background, my colors are yellow and but then when I do the highlighting, it's giving me black and yellow. Okay, I can still leave it at that. That still looks good, but I wanted something like a yellow fill. But this still looks good on my dashboard, so I can still leave it at that so that I can focus on other things. Okay, so I can group this now. Control Z. I want to group these two visuals. I want to group these two visuals, and then I would duplicate them. This is the first one. Shifts. You can either drag on it, or you do shift and you select it. You do your shift key and you select. So you can click on group. You can just do format and say group. Click on group. So this has been grouped. I can now control copy. Control V. I want business travel, loyal and disloyal customers as well. So I'm going to have that here. I'm going to have that here. Let me clear the filter. There's a filter somewhere. There's a filter somewhere. Okay. It's not here. It's not here. I don't need this anymore, so let me delete this. So our other graphs are still coming. I just want to clear the filter where it is. Will it be here? No, it's not here. I'll be taking care of that. Let me just leave that because of our time. But let me do my edit. I can edit. I can change the type of this. I can change the data now. I want to put type of travel and then whether the customer is loyal or disloyal. So I have I'm going to put disloyal, loyal, and then type of travel. So let me change it. This is our customer type. So I'm going to move this and put customer type. So it's been changed. And then here, I'm going to put type of travel. So here we have gender still selected. So I can change it to travel type. Okay, so we still have we still have the class, whether it's a business class or the economy class. So I'm going to put that as well. Okay. There's still one more type of travel. Okay. This is the customer type or the class. You have the customer type. Type of customer. I want to retain I don't want to start doing the edits again. You see that once you know what you want to visualize, right, it becomes easy to put your dashboards together so that you know that, okay, this is where this is supposed to be, this is where the other one's supposed to be. So that's why usually when you have all your visuals created, it makes your work very easy. Okay, so there is one more visualization I would like to do. So I'm going to copy this. So I want to put a separator between them, like a line to separate them. So I can rotate this line and then I make it a 90-degree. So I can have something like this. Okay. All right. So there is one more. The space is still large. Let's maximize our space. Control Z. So this one, since nothing is coming here, I can move this one to the center here. Okay. If you have any question, please, you can drop your questions. I don't know if you're still seeing my screen. Okay, so we have the gender, type of customer, and then I want to put the type of customer, this has been taken care of. Then we have the type of travel has also been taken care of. So one more, I want to put the class has been taken care of, customer type, the age range should be somewhere. Age range should be somewhere. It's not there. I'm going to put it somewhere around here. So because of we still have age range, and then there is one more thing I think we need to cover. We have the class, we have the customer type, the departure delay, all those ones will be taken here. We have the gender, then we have the type of travel. Okay, that is where I'm actually okay, type of travel. So let me copy this. We can use another type of filter, right? We can use a checkbox for the age range and the type so that we can have like a varied different designs on our dashboard. So for this, I can put this together. Let me just duplicate this line. So we have our class. We could put our checkbox around here so that we can have the class. We can still move the class somewhere closer. Let's move it to the side a bit so that there will be enough space. Then we have the customer type. Let's move it. Okay, so and then we have this. We have the gender. Okay. We can take care of the alignments later when I'm done. All right, so let me put the other ones. Let me use this so that I can just. So I'm going to change this to type of travel, and then I'm going to change the filter setting to a tile. No, I'm going to change it to a vertical list. So let me put this here. Let me put the satisfaction score down so that we can have space for what we want to do. So I can increase this. There's enough space. I can increase this and then put this here. Then I can do this. Okay. Can do flight distance. I can do all of the business, the type of travel, and then the age range, right? That could come together. Can have this here. So we can have the flight distance somewhere else. Okay, so another thing you can I would want to do is, because this is type of customer, class of customer, right? I can do the business type of business travel should be, because it's like you grouping them based on the customer category. So this class is also talking about customer category. Type of customer is talking about customer category. Business travel is talking about customer category. But and gender is talking about the demographic, like whether it's a female or a male, and then the type of travel, whether it's a personal travel or is relating to the client as well. So we can just put all of that in one place. So I can use this space for flight distance, so that for the sake of my space, I can use here. I can do flight distance here. Let me do flight distance here so that I can have enough space to do my other task. Okay, so I can have my business, but my type of travel and all of that, I can have it in that space. Okay, so let me just copy this. Let me copy and paste. So let me have this. Okay, and then I'll do the type of travel. There is a filter somewhere. Let me clear the filter. Okay, the type of travel. Okay, so we have the type of travel. So the next one we are looking at is the age range. Let me remove the type of travel. Okay, so we have this. Okay, I wanted to put the gender and the age range together, so that it goes hand in hand. Let me put the gender and the age range together. If the space will be enough. I'm looking for a filter somewhere. Okay, I got that, a filter. Is there any filter somewhere? Let me select. Let me change it to let me change the selection to all. Select all. It's multiple selection off, on. So it can show select all so that I don't have to be, under, so we'll still tidy up all this. Yep. So I have this. Okay, so this is not looking, I think let me just leave it here. This would work. Let me leave it here. The age range. Let's leave the gender where it is. So I'll just, so let me just do this type of travel. Let me use type of travel. Okay. Then you have I can make it in the center. Then you have your age range, age group. Okay. All right, so we have this. Let me clear the filter. Well, there's a filter somewhere. Clear this one. Okay, so I can move my gender. I can move the gender. And then I can have the customer type too as well. Okay, let me Control Z. All right, I want to move this to the other side so that we can have Control Z. Okay, so I can move this. Oh, it has ungrouped it. That was what I was avoiding. Should be grouped together. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's move this one. The class can be here. Then we have the type of customer at the other side. Okay, so we have some more views to show. We can make the loyal customer bigger so that we can have some space for. Okay. Let me do that before I come. I bring it up. Okay. Okay. So our dashboard is coming up a bit. So let me move this. I'm going to move this further sideways. Then I move this as well. Then I move this to the center. Okay, so now we want to have more views. We're going to put our satisfaction. We can use a pie chart for it, or we can use a bar chart. The count of satisfaction, whether how many people were satisfied, how many people were dissatisfied with the services. So this is a clustered bar chart. I can change it to a pie chart instead, which will still serve the same purpose, giving us the count of customers that were satisfied and not satisfied. So here you can see the number of percentage of people that were actually satisfied and the percentage of people that were dissatisfied. So we'll further format this too. Then there's one more visual. I mean, we have like 2 more visuals I want to put here. I want to put all the gender, the class, and the customer type in a bar chart. I mean, in a pie chart. And then I want to have a long clustered bar chart or clustered column chart for our feedback. So let me do that, the clustered column chart for our feedback first. So we have the cluster. When you click on the clustered column chart, you can click on the feedback questions. I want the feedback questions, and then I want to see the satisfaction score level, whether good or and then I can use the count. I want on the y-axis to show me the count of how many people were satisfied, how many people were dissatisfied for each of those categories. So I can have that here in its own space on my dashboard. Okay, so meanwhile, you can increase the width of your dashboard. And on this place, you can have more than one page. This is my first page, which I can rename. I can say, maybe if I have more information to show on my dashboard, I can add more pages to my dashboard, or I can create a tab that would link the 2 pages together. Right. So, but we won't be able to touch on that today because of our time. So I'm going to just focus on the satisfaction level, because we also want to see the people. Like now you can see that if we are not putting any other visual, we'll have a very big view of the baggage handling, the people that rated it excellent. The excellence is what is blue. The people that actually rated it excellent, we can see here that the people that are actually rated baggage handling excellent. I mean, the excellent, the places where we have more of very good is we have the check-in, we have the in-flight Wi-Fi service is very good. Here you can see here that you have the seat comfort is very good too. Okay, the online boarding is very good. You can see, we can interpret, but let me just, when we get to interpretation, I would, talk about that. But if this is just what we want to present, it's going to be very easy to show. But because of our space, I'm going to just put it somewhere here. And then so that I want to put the age. Where is my bar chart just now? I mean, my pie chart. Now, after doing all of this, you can now put more logos if you want. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, see my pie chart is at the back. It's at the back of this place. I got you. All right, so I can just copy this shape here and duplicate it because I want it here. I want to use one of the shapes here and then the last shape. Either I use the same shape and I just put a line, or I use 2 different shapes, depending on how you want your dashboard to look like, right? So I'm just going to use 2 different shapes because I want to put 2 pie charts here so that I'll be able to, maximize the use of my space. Okay, so let me duplicate this as well. All right, so here, I'm going to have this here. Okay, And then I'm going to have one more view here so that I can, okay. So here I can do this. Let me finish up with this first. Let me tidy this up. Okay. So I'm going to remove the name. This chart, what it's doing is giving you a count of satisfaction by feedback. So you can say, I can rename it to say that here you can see that's a feedback question, leg room, and the number of people that actually chose the satisfaction, the feedback, the number of people that gave this feedback as average is 19,350. So this tooltip is already giving you the idea of what it looks like. But then I want to rename my graph or my visual to say that this is feedback by satisfaction, or how well did the okay, somebody should please give me a name for this visual so that I can see if you're following me. Can somebody give me a name for the visual? I'm waiting. While I'm doing other things, I'm expecting it on the chat. So here, I'm just going to turn off the background. I'll change, but before I turn off the background, I need to see every other details. So let me just do the most important things first. So I'm just going to go to this, I'm going to turn off the title. So to not turn off the title, I can click turn off and it turns it off. Okay, no, this is turning off the title of the x-axis. So we have the x-axis, we have the y-axis, we have the legend, the grid lines, the zoom, and all of that, the data label. So for the other title, this is it, it's under general. So I just click on turn off and you can see that it's off. Okay, so I'm going to also go to effects and turn off the background. You can see that the background is off as well. But then I want the I'm going to send this back so that you can see what I'm doing. Send backward. Okay, rather. Okay, so we have this. Let me change. Let me first of all take care of the labels, the titles and the rest. So I'm going to take care of those now. So we are done with the general. Let me go back to the visual itself. So I've turned off, okay, on the visual now, I want to turn off, I need the legend, so I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to put the legend at I can put it at the bottom if I want, bottom, center, bottom, okay? So that it's it's down here, it's fine. Then I want to turn off the name, the feedback question. I don't want the axis, whether it's saying feedback question. So I'm just going to go to the respective axis. That's on the y-axis. So I'm going to go to the title, right? All right, it's gone off. The values, I need the values, so I'm going to leave it there. But then the values, I can change the color to yellow, okay? And then that's about the y-axis. Then I can change the range if I want to. Maybe I want to set the minimum and the maximum. I can change it, but let me just leave it at that for now. So for the x-axis, the same thing. I can change the color of the values. I can see, you see that the color has changed. And then I can further do whatever editing. I can make it bold if I want to. See it's bold, right? And then I want to turn off the title. So I'm going to turn it off, which has been turned off. So let me just, so now I'm going to reduce it because I need space for the name. But I'm not going to reduce it too much because of but there's one more thing. I might decide to change the colors of my visuals. That's the color of this. What is showing here, I can decide to choose my color. So that I'm going to go under legend. I'm going to go under option. No, sorry. Okay, the grid lines as well. The grid lines are the dotted lines. I can go to the grid lines to change the color. I can change the color to my yellow color too. And then I can decide to choose whether dotted or dashed or whatever grid line I want to choose. So if you want to choose the dashed, or you want a custom, you want to put your own kind of grid line, you can put it. But I just want a dotted. Okay, this is dash. I want it dotted. I think I prefer this. All right. Then I want the columns. No, the columns are fine. The layout is fine as well. The data label is fine. So every other thing are fine. So let me just go back to the general and change the effects. Okay, the tooltip is what comes up when you point at anything on the graph. You can see that this is showing this. So if I want to customize it to be showing what is my team, I can do that as well. So let me just go there to customize the tooltip. Whether you want to change the text size, you want to make it smaller or bigger, you want to change the color of the label, the color of whether you want to change. So at the moment, the tooltip is showing me a gray color. If I want to change it to my colors, I can change it to my colors too. So here I can just say, let me just make everything yellow so that it looks, so if you click on this now, you can see that the tooltip is now yellow, right? You can further reduce the font if you want. Okay, so here if you click on the stroke down, everything is is already falling in line. Okay, so the next thing is this satisfaction level average and all of that is not showing well. So that's what I want to take care of now. That will be under the legend. So I can go back. So let me click on this, right? I'm going to the legend, then the legend options. You can see the legend options, then the legend text is still brown. You can change it to yellow, which is now yellow. Okay, now what else am I? Satisfaction level, that's the title text. It's okay, satisfaction level. If you want to change it, you can change it. That's fine, but I don't want to change it now. So I'm going to leave it at that. Then all of that things are okay. Has somebody given me a name yet? Let me see. Report manager. Okay, customer satisfaction report. Okay, it's not a report, it's a visual. You can say thank you for the names, right? But it's a visual telling us the feedback and the feedback, customer feedback with respect to you can even call it satisfaction level. How well their satisfaction level of the customer, of satisfaction level satisfaction level because the tooltip is already giving us feedback question, satisfaction level good, and then count of satisfaction code. So all this count of satisfaction code can be changed. So that's why when you're naming your columns, right, you have to be careful because that would reflect on your report. Okay, so let's think around it. Let me copy the name here and paste. I think I'll need like 3 names. All right. One here, then one here, one here, and then one here. The visual here will be so small. So there's something wrong with this place too. I need to tidy up. Okay, so let's finish up with this before we move to the next one. Right, so one more thing I want to do on this graph is to change the color codes of this average, excellent, good. You can decide to leave it, but because I'm working with a theme, so I want to change the color codes to another color. So that would be under the plot area. No, it's not the plot area. Let me check for it. Okay, column series and the colors for each of the column. Column series, all average, poor, excellence. Okay, so I'm going to start selecting everything one after the other for all, none for all. So I have the average. We have the average. I can start from, it should even be ordered. It should be it should be sorted. Let me check. Sort legend, sort in. So how do we sort it? Satisfaction level. So we have very good, poor, not applicable, good, excellent. So how do we sort this? We have to use something to sort it by giving it we have to give it a rank to sort it. That is, you're saying excellent is so we can use the code to sort it. Let me see if we can sort based on satisfaction code. We don't want to use the counts. Because if you use ascending or descending, it's going to use the alphabet to sort it, which that's not what we want. But if you want to use, but first of all, let's deal with the colors first. So you have to decide what colors do you want to use for average, what colors do you want to use for good, and all of that. So let me use my theme colors. So I'm going to use it in the order of transparency. Right? So I'm going to use, for the sake of uniformity with what I'm doing, so I'm going to use in the order of transparency, starting from the poor would be the lightest. So I have 5 categories. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is good. The poor will be the lightest. Then the next one, the next one, the next one, and then the next one. All right. So let me start with poor. So the poor would be the lightest color, which has been reflected. Then we have the after poor is what is good, right? Is it after poor is average? Poor, we have, okay, not applicable is the lowest. We even have not applicable here. So it's even more than, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 legends. Okay, so not applicable can be white. Let's put not applicable as white. Right? Poor is that. Then we have the next one. We have not applicable white. Then we have poor. We have average. Average can be the next level. Then we have good. After average, we have good, then we have very good and excellent. Good can be the next. Then we have very good. And then we have excellent. I hope this would give us a very, very good picture of what you want. Let's try. Let's see. Let's see at the end. Excellent. Then this is excellent. So let's do a spotlight on it. Focus mode. Let's see what it looks like. This is our focus mode. We have the poor, baggage handling. Oh, well, for the theme, it's good, right? If you want a unique theme on your dashboard, right? It's okay, it's good. Or if you want, you can sometimes you can have like two different themes depending on what you want your dashboard to look like. Okay, so let us continue. So we have one more thing to take care of. We have the I want to do a pie chart, the count of satisfaction, and then the gender pie chart as well. Then I can add some icons. Okay, so let us do that quickly. So there is space. We have enough space here. I want the space to be well managed. So I'm going to reduce this so that we can maximize the space we have here. All right, so let me start with this. Reduce it a bit. Then reduce this as well. Okay. And move this to the side. Okay. We can increase this. Reduce this too. Okay. Let's increase this. Or, okay. I'm trying to, let me do Shift and okay. So we have this. Let me try to get this reduced a bit. All right. I'll tidy that up later. Let's do this. Okay, satisfaction score can be here. And then let's tidy up the age group. This can be by the side. Okay, so we have this. There is a visual at the back, so I'm going to bring it forward. Okay, so that visual that is always staying at the back, I think I'll just discard it. Let me Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. Okay, so that I can create another one and then I would be able to. Okay, so let's quickly do that before the time is gone. Let me bring this down. Can have this here. And then we can have now I want to put a pie chart, so let me just click out. Click here. So I need a pie chart I want it right. So you can also have a map in your on your visuals as well. So I'm going to do agenda first. I can decide to do agenda, age group, or whatever, but let me just use agenda in this case scenario. So I'm going to use the gender, and then I will add the gender values as the counts to my visual. So I can have it here. Okay, so I'm going to turn off all the necessary labels and all of that. Details label. The details label should be there. So I'm going to turn off the title, then make the effects, the background, I can turn it off as well. And then I'm going to put the label, I mean the details, the slices color, I'm going to change it to, I can change it to the colors on my theme, and change it to this and this, right? And then what else? Then the slices text, the text of my legend, I'm going to change the color to my color, my default color. Then my details label is okay. Okay, my details now, the details label is fine. The values of the details, I'm going to change the color to my theme text. Okay. So let me just align it properly. Okay. And then change it to gender distribution, Ctrl Z. I want to retain that color. Okay, then we have one more thing to deal with, which is the overall satisfaction. Oh, okay, we can use this instead. We can use the satisfaction, whether the people that were satisfied and dissatisfied. Instead of a pie chart, we can use a bar chart, either way. So let me just write satisfaction. Overall satisfaction. So we have this. I can also put my grid, my lines too can be there. Okay, so let me carry and put it there. Okay. Then I'll have my overall satisfaction quickly before our time goes off. Let me go to the background and then click this. So there are several other, we have scatter charts, but then let's use what would fit our space. We can either use the column charts, this the column charts, the clustered bar charts, or we can use the pie chart. So let me use the clustered bar charts, and we have the satisfaction, whether the person was the general satisfaction, whether the person was satisfied or not. So we have this, and then we have the satisfaction rating, and this. Okay, this would be under our sum. Yeah, so we have the count of satisfaction. I want the satisfaction code instead of the satisfaction. I want it to be showing satisfied or dissatisfied. So this cell is showing 0 and 1. I want it to show satisfied or dissatisfied. So let me change my my graph. So I'm choosing the this is the general satisfaction. Then you have the satisfaction code, the rating. Okay. All right. So we have the satisfaction rating, which has been clicked. Then I can bring this here. It's not okay. It's not doing the counts. On the y-axis, we have this satisfaction. And then we have the sum of the count of the satisfaction code is still showing. Okay, I can turn off the legends, but this is showing us the number that are satisfied and the number that are dissatisfied. We can either use this or we can either use the pie chart. So because of our space, I think we should just use the pie chart because this will take more space. So let me just change it to a pie chart instead so that we can have this better use of our space. So let me quickly do that before we so I can do the formatting, remove the background, turn off the background, turn off the title, then change the colors, under visuals. That's where I'll change the color slides. I'm going to change the colors to the colors on my okay, the people that were satisfied, I want to use the people that were not satisfied this, then the people that were satisfied this, then the labels as well, the details label, the values. I'm going to change the color to this, and then I'm going to change the color of my label. The values has been changed, then the label itself has to be changed. The label is outside. Okay. I want the label itself to be changed. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. And I can put the label by the side is okay because of the other one. So let me leave it at the side. The details label is on. The legend. Okay. The legend is on. Legend text is this. All right. So we have this. Let me just increase this and make it of the same size with the previous one. Okay. Then we have this as this. So now I can start doing my alignments, my I can start editing my interactions and all of that. Like I want, if I'm selecting business class, if I'm selecting business travel, like right, I don't want okay, this is not, if I'm selecting gender, female, for example, I don't want this gender and this gender to relate to one another. So I can easily turn off the interaction by going to edit interaction. So I'm going to click on, first of all, let me just finalize this. Let me clear the filters. Oh, our time is really fast spent. I don't know, at this time, do we have any questions? Do we have questions? So you see that the design is taking lots of time compared to the putting together of the report and everything. So the design is taking a lot of time, and it's part of the process because you have to also put in your delivery. The way you present your report has to be also factored in. So this is just an example. I've not even added some icons. I've not done the proper alignment because of time. Like trying to align, this is still overlapping, trying to align some of these visuals, and then try to make them more compact so that it will be well when a customer can want to interact with it, they can easily interact with it. So this is just like a basic way of putting together your dashboard. So the most important part of it is what you are communicating, because no matter how beautiful your dashboard is, if what you're communicating is wrong, then your dashboard is as good as nothing. So what you're communicating has to be very, very good, has to be very, 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 has to be correct, has to be authentic, and that starts from the data modeling. So after this, now you can decide to say, oh, I want to go to home and publish your report. You can decide to publish it. Let me save it, for example, and then I'll say I want to publish it on my Power BI desktop, and then I can connect my email and share with people. You can share it on mobile. You can attach it to your to a website or what have you. Okay, let me just connect it if it's not going to take our time anymore. It's not going to take all of our time. All right, but do we have any questions? Any questions so far? So at this point, we are going to call it a wrap for the Power BI course, for the Power BI model. So we had to use this approach to learning, because there's so much to talk about when you have to study Power BI, or like you want to teach Power BI, because if you have to start going through all of the menus and everything, you might not be able to cover anything. So, but using a project-based approach helps you to better. But using a project-based approach helps you to better learn faster, because you one way or the other, you're learning how to use one of the menu or the visuals. The most important thing is the way you can analyze your data. What are you to visualize, and how are you to go about the visualization? Okay, so with more practice, you need to try your hands on different type of problems. So the way I'm presenting a feedback survey dashboard is a different way I'm going to present a sales dashboard. It's a different way I'm going to present another dashboard relating to health data. So different data set have their own peculiarities on how to present that, what you want to communicate, what kind of graph. Like if you're doing anything that has to do with a map related data, there's a way you can present that as well, using your location code and all of those cool type of data sets. So you have to try your hands on different data sets so that you'd be able to better learn how to present different type of reports. Okay, so I was trying to connect to my Power BI service, but what this connected to Power BI service is just going to publish it to the online interface, and then you can create several reports on that interface in your workspace. You can have different reports on a single dashboard where people can actually go there to interact with it. Okay, so and you have to have access to a paid Power BI. Yes. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, let me reshare. Let me reshare it. I think it's this one. Okay, no, not this. Let me share the right one. I'm trying to share my screen again, but then practically we are done, right? I'll just take in questions. So the challenge you have, let me allow you talk. The challenge you have with the question, what was the challenge? Is it that you can't